Thank you. Just notice how your body feels right now. Aware of your feelings, sensations, your thoughts. Tonight's Dharma talk is about it's not about the pillow. And in Soto Zen, we sit on a zafu. And a zafu is a pillow that we sit on. And for many, many years, I thought it sitting on this pillow was about performing or doing it correctly, um, doing it for a certain amount of time with the proper form. And as I was reflecting on the pillow and it not being about the pillow, it brought up the art of um, Kyūdō. And Kyūdō is the Japanese way of the bow. In America, it would be the bow and arrow. And when a student comes to learn the art of the bow, they actually, when they first start, you think you're going to go shoot at a target and really learn how to shoot a bow at something out in front of you. And right away, you get put about 3 feet in front of a tightly woven straw bale, and you're asked to shoot at that bale, literally 3 feet away. No target, just a bale. And they have you shoot at it over and over and over again. And what the archer starts to realize and what they start to learn or they don't is that it has very little to do with what they're shooting at and everything to do with how they respond and react from internally, not the external actually act of shooting the bow. The true art of archery is the internal game of what's taking place, not the target. And so with that sitting on a zafu and sitting with the proper form, like I used to think so vigilantly to hold the form and so, sit for 20 minutes and really do everything right. And over time, I watched myself start to really look at that it's not about the form. You'll hear me say a lot, you can't get this wrong. You're already here, you're doing it perfect, just as you are. You made it. And so the fact that you're sitting and that you're being with yourself is the actual process and form of Zazen. The form itself offers the opportunity to look inward instead of outward. And as a younger boy, I was that kid that strived to do it so correctly and so on point. My shoulders used to be broad and wide and like tense instead of relaxed. And as I've been getting older, I'm seeing how I can have the form with relaxed shoulders. My gaze doesn't need to be, I used to try and focus really vigilantly in front of me, that it had to be a seeing a certain type of like almost like a euphoric feeling in my visual sight. I used to like it when it fogged up around me. And really, it's about how I'm relating to my thinking, how am I feeling inside my body. And then I get to watch it as it plays out, as it moves out into my day, where I'm not reacting, I'm responding. I'm taking that pause, that breath before I respond to somebody. Maybe somebody cuts me off in traffic, and I smile. Hard decisions, I don't look at them as necessarily hard decisions. I get to take a breath and listen deeply of what my truth is. And so every time I ask you to refine the form and take on a little something more in the practice of Soto Zen and the form of Soto Zen, that know that you're doing it perfectly and within the form, that that's the mirror that gives you the opportunity to really look at yourself and how you are being on the inside. And my want is, again, is to carry out throughout your day and let yourself be present and aware more often than you've ever been before. The more you practice, the more it becomes a baseline for throughout your day. Doesn't mean you're not going to get caught. It's whether you're willing to return and begin again from that soft, gentle place, especially under intensity. So I encourage both of you to sit on a daily basis. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, before you have your coffee, before you do anything that has to do with cognitive thinking, that you take the time to sit with yourself and be with yourself and let your mind do what it's going to do. Bring your focus to your vision and your breath, even if it's 1 minute, and I encourage 20 minutes. But that practice will continually expand more and more throughout your day. And again, if you have any questions or you want to expand on your practice and deepen your practice, I'm always here and available to help with that. My meditation manual at dojox.co. If you haven't already downloaded it, I highly recommend downloading it. It'll be able to show you each step of the form, and then that'll sign you up for the newsletter also to get my weekly inspiration for daily sitting life practice. So as you sit for these next 10 minutes, really know that you're honoring the inside of who you are and developing that relationship. Boundless intimacy with the inside of who you are, and it reflects on the outside. Thank you again both for showing up tonight. It's an honor. I will one more week here in Mendocino, and then I'll be back in Kona after the 15th. So we'll be sitting in person. Dylan, if you get the chance to come down into Kona, it'd be great for you to sit with me and Steve and the other Sangha members. I'd really, really be honored to have you there. Steve, I look forward to sitting with you in person again. I miss you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So go ahead and get yourself into a position that feels comfortable for these next 10 minutes. And we'll go ahead and begin our 10-minute sitting to wrap up the evening. Continue daily, sitting in stillness and silence. Thank you.